Do you guys remember when I visited California when I took this bike and I got a ticket for loud exhaust and a plate violation? I got that ticket on this motorcycle. This is my Triumph Daytona 765. And as you can see, since I visited California, I fixed my license plate. The ticket I received from California was a fix-it ticket. It basically means if I fix the license plate bracket and I fit a legal stock exhaust back on my bike, I don't have to pay anything. It gets wiped off my record. I don't owe California a dime. The license plate thing, that's fine. That's a law everywhere you go. Even in Ohio, if I don't have a license plate bracket, I'm gonna catch a fine. However, the exhaust thing is a little bit more complicated. Because this is a special edition motorcycle, stock exhausts are a little bit harder to come by. I bought this motorcycle with the modified exhaust on it, so I don't have access to the stock exhaust. And I'm also from the state of Ohio. So today I'm gonna be calling the California Traffic Court, and I'm gonna see what I can do about this traffic ticket.
Thank you for calling the Traffic and Minor Offense Division of the San Diego Superior Court in North County. The wait time could be up to 60 minutes to speak to a clerk during peak hours.
What?
All representatives are assisting other callers.
Oh my God. All right, well, basically I'm screwed. Great. I don't know if this is something I'm going to be able to tackle today then. I've never had to deal with a wait time with calling a court.
So I did manage to find the ticket online, and I figured out how much it was going to cost me if I just wanted to pay it and move on with my life. So this ticket would cost me about $356 if I just wanted to outright pay it. The ticket was for loud exhaust with a license plate violation, but it was marked as a fix-it ticket, meaning if I fix the infraction, there shouldn't be a charge along with it. So I'm not really sure I don't get how I go about correcting the infraction, because ideally it's $150 I don't have to pay. $356 is kind of expensive. Tickets out in California are a lot more expensive than they are here. So that is not good. God, I need to show you guys this already. My car is currently buried under 3 inches of snow outside. I'm gonna let the lighting fixate there, but yeah, it's not looking too good. Today I was supposed to be trying to get ready to go to Daytona Bike Week. I had all my stuff out. That's why my house is a little bit of a mess right now. I just have clothes and motorcycle gear sprawn throughout as I'm trying to get ready desperately for Daytona Bike Week. When we got hit with a massive snowstorm that I was told that was coming. I just didn't expect it to be this bad. Like, I'm looking outside right now and it's like, it won't stop snowing. It was supposed to stop snowing by now. Guys, this is bad. I'm supposed to be in Florida, like tomorrow. I haven't been able to leave yet. Upon further investigation on the website as well, it looks like I might actually be screwed. Unless I get an officer of the law to sign off on this ticket, I need a proof of correction to be signed off by a law enforcement officer on the back of the ticket, which I live in Ohio. So I'm not really sure if I can get an officer of California to sign off on my ticket when I live in freaking Ohio.
Well, in order to afford this newfound financial hardship, it is officially time for me to announce, I think it's time I sell another motorcycle. 8 motorcycles was really cool for living the dream for a little bit, but I am currently dealing with some of the worst weather Ohio has seen in a while. It is the end of February, and we have been getting hit with snow nonstop since October. That is almost 5 months of just straight crap weather. And so owning 8 motorcycles isn't really financially a smart idea when I live here. It would be really cool if I lived in a place like California, for example, all year round, had to deal with really stupid exhaust laws all the time. It would be really cool, because then I could actually ride my 8 motorcycles and give each of them the attention that they want. But unfortunately, I live here, and I'm kind of stuck here for a little bit. So instead of spending all of my money on individual vehicles, I figured it would probably be an intelligent idea to spend my money on trips. I've really been enjoying traveling around the country. I've been to California, Florida, mainly just those 2 states over the winter, because it's been pretty brutal across the entire country. But I really want to go to places like South Carolina. I want to go back to North Carolina. I have a couple of trips planned in the summer that I really want to do. I really want to explore New England a little bit more, because it seems like an interesting place. But it makes it more difficult to do that when all of my money is tied up into maintaining 8 motorcycles. So I have made the executive decision to sell off one of the motorcycles in my lineup. The H2, I know I said I was going to sell it. That one is put on hold for the time being. And I have instead switched my focus to a motorcycle that has unfortunately not really served me well over the past year, but I'm gonna explain. Ladies and gentlemen, I have made the executive decision to sell my Ducati Hyper 698. My Hyper has been a bike that has seen a couple of different states across the US. This bike has been to California, it's been to Illinois, it's been to Miami, Florida. This bike has seen literally everything. I like this bike a lot, and I have not outgrown it in the slightest. Whoa. I want to be clear, I have not outgrown this bike in the slightest. It is still one of my favorite bikes in my lineup, and it pains me, and it seriously pains me to sell it. This is a decision that I'm not making lightly. It's something I've contemplated over and over again over many months. But unfortunately, what really did it in for me, I took this bike to Miami, Florida recently, and when I took it to Miami, first of all, the video flopped. It just did not do as well as I thought it would do. And partially that's my own fault. And also, I think it's partially a fault of the bike. I don't think that this bike garners as much attention as people think it does. I get there's a lot of people out there who have an interest in this bike, but at the end of the day, it's a very niche motorcycle that not many people are interested in. I get some people don't want to hear that, but looking at the analytics, it's just what it is. And for me in my lineup, this is also a bike that can be replaced by other things. It's a bike that I enjoy doing wheelies on, but unfortunately those wheelies are still at like 30 to 40 miles an hour, and I'd feel much more comfortable learning wheelies and developing my skills on the Grom rather than a big bike like this. At the end of the day, this is a bike, it's basically a big supermoto that is more akin to a street bike than it is a supermoto. And so it's heavy, yes, it's also freeway capable, which is nice, but I also have 6 other bikes that can do highway. It's just another redundant bike that also just doesn't garner attention. It doesn't serve me and my purposes online, and it's also not serving me and my purposes in my personal life as much as the other bikes are. Still a really awesome and fantastic bike I think Ducati built here, but I've also owned this bike for a year. And I think it's time I free up a little bit of that money and spend things on like exhausts for the Rocket 3 and other things in my life. Again, it's not a decision I'm super excited about, but at the end of the day, something's gotta go.
All right, I'm done talking in the garage. It's too cold outside.
So right now the H2 doesn't have up-to-date registration. And it's honestly a bike I'm contemplating taking to Daytona Bike Week, which I was supposed to be leaving for right now. I don't think that's gonna happen today, maybe, hopefully not. But at least today I can go take care of the registration so it's illegal when I go to Florida. Because Bike Week is one of the most insane days for motorcycle law enforcement. I'm not trying to break the law when I go to Florida. That'd be bad news bears for us. Not exactly motorcycle weather, as you can tell. I think in times like these, more so than anything else in the world, you need a little bit of hope. When the weather's down, when everything in your life just feels like it's not going too well. Because admittedly, lately, it has not. Mood fluctuates like the weather. Tends to follow the weather a little bit too. And just when everything in my life is just like not going great, hoping, like praying on like a 60-degree day I can go out and do the one thing that I love to death. We get a giant massive snowstorm, the likes that we have seen a few times this winter. Again, it's times like these you just want a little bit of hope. You just want like there to be like a 60-degree day on the horizon. I wish there was some lesson here to be learned, but unfortunately so far. Anyway, let's go get my registration renewed because I need that if I plan on taking that bike anywhere. Potentially, maybe, I don't know. Well, there you have it, boys. The world's most expensive sticker. Hey, at least the H2 is legal now. This is the part of the vlog where I thought I would be loading up a bike to go down to Florida now. I don't know if that's gonna happen now.
Speaking of moving on, this plate is expired, and considering we have a $350 fine to pay for not having the right license plate, or at least not mounted correctly, I really want to fix that problem. And one very expensive sticker later, the H2 is officially legal for 1 more year, even though it's potentially looking like this bike's not going to be able to go anywhere. Jesus. So the original plan of what I wanted to do today is I wanted to load up my H2, drive down to Daytona so I could enjoy Daytona Bike Week next week. It is increasingly looking like that plan is not going to come to fruition. With the weather the way that it is right now, I don't think it's going to be possible for me alone to be able to load up a 480-pound motorcycle into the bed of my truck without slipping and falling and dropping a $36,000 motorcycle. It's just not possible. It's not possible. I don't think it is. Whenever I upload videos to the infiniteness that is the internet, there's always somebody out there who tells me like, oh, Matthew, I can do this. It's not a big problem at all. I don't get what you're complaining about. Dear viewer, I cannot do it. However, all hope is not lost. Today, I'm recording this on a Monday. My KTM, if you guys remember, when the tires split, I had to come back from Daytona, take it to a motorcycle dealership around here where I can get the tires warranty so I didn't have to pay for the tires. The KTM has a brand new, spanking new set of tires on it. And it is currently sitting at a dealership that opens tomorrow that has a loading dock where I don't have to load the bikes in myself. The amount of snow on the ground would basically become irrelevant because they have a loading dock. They just roll the bike in. There's no complications. There's no chance of slipping and falling on the ice. There's no chance of dropping the bike. And I would get the opportunity to finish the mission that I had originally when I went to Daytona like a week and a half ago. But then I don't get to take the H to the bike week, which that sucks. That was kind of like, I was really looking forward to doing that. There comes times in your life where for your own sanity, you have to let go of the plan that you have. My mom always used to tell me when I was younger, you make plans and God laughs. And more often than not in my life, I find that that sentiment is very true. You will constantly make plans and some sort of curveball is gonna be thrown at it. It's unfortunately gonna be how you react to the situation is what defines you. I could sit here and allow myself to be stressed that the plans didn't work out the way that they are, or choose to react to them in a way that still allows me to have a good time. Am I gonna have as good of a time on the KTM as I would on the H2? Probably not. That doesn't mean I have to have a bad time. The weather is a force of nature that I am constantly working against on this page. and it struck me once again. Well, it is a couple hours later. A little quick outfit change for you. And I don't know if you guys will believe this or not, but it is, it's still somehow snowing outside. It's like the Polar Express, dude. I'm just waiting for the train to go by. As you can tell from the background that I am currently standing in right now, I am not in Orlando, Florida right now. No, I'm still home in Ohio with my bikes. Every single motorcycle still in the garage, H2 right there. And it is likely looking like we are not gonna be taking the H2 to Florida. Sometimes you make plans and God laughs. That's just what it is. I really hate the idea of filming a YouTube video and nothing happening in it. It's one of the reasons I get stressed out over the winter is I feel like I'm making I don't wanna make bad content. I wanna make good content that is cool and things are happening because that's what I stand for. I don't wanna just do nothing in life. I want to do something. Every single day, gotta be working towards something, right? Whether that's breaking in a motorcycle, riding as many miles as I can, hitting a new goal on a motorcycle, doing some sort of project. There needs to be something happening. And today that was supposed to be going to Florida, but obviously God laughs. So in order to alleviate some of my stresses, I wanted to finish this video doing something. Before I do this, I just wanna make something absolutely clear. Dipping into the garage for this one. There's the Triumph Daytona 765 sitting there all beautiful. When I took this bike to California, it was not legal, okay? We're gonna be clear about that. The plate mat was off of it and I ended up getting a ticket. The ticket out in California was a fix-it ticket. I brought this bike back to Ohio thinking that I was going to be able to take a picture of it for some reason and send it in and be like, hey, I got it fixed. Don't charge me $150 for this ticket. And I don't think that's the case. So for the time being, this bike was returned back to legal for virtually no reason for right now, but hey, it's legal now for the Ohio season. So ta-da, Matthew Woods is legal. But however, with all my digging online, I don't think that I'm going to be able to get that ticket written off as fixed. Because I am in the state of Ohio, I can't exactly go back to California to have this ticket signed by someone by an officer of the law out in California. And I think I'm gonna have to pay the ticket. And there's probably gonna be some people out there being like, Matthew, just get a lawyer or something like, I don't know, dude. It's a fix-it ticket, and to be honest with you, if you go back and look at the context of the stop, the cop was saying I was going over 100, allegedly. I think this is just the best case scenario where I'm just gonna look at it as a donation to the, I almost said Ohio. I'm looking at it as a donation to the California Road Fund, okay? I enjoy their roads very much. Their police officers are very nice and kind. I'm just gonna consider it a donation to California, dude. That is the best way I can look at it. The bike is fixed, so morally, I feel correct. The exhaust can't be fixed. I was gonna have to pay this one way or another. Let's go pay this ticket. And with a click of the button, press is payment without doxing any of my other details. Come on. There we go, baby. The case is closed. Your boy is no longer a fugitive in the state of California. I paid my ticket, did my due diligence, whatever, gave my donation to the city of whatever, Carlsbad. You guys have great roads. Thank you for letting me drive on them, but unfortunately, this is how we had to conclude the relationship. And I think I'm gonna end the video here, unfortunately. I know not the most climactic conclusion of all time, but hey, at least we did something today. That was something I was kind of concerned about. It was stressful going on in the back of my mind. I'm glad we got to settle that. I no longer have to worry about getting arrested from a CHP officer when I live in Ohio, I guess, I don't know. If they saw how loud the H2 was, they probably would arrest me. I'm probably gonna have to save the Florida trip for another video. Unfortunately, with the weather here, I'm a little bit locked down. I feel like a lot of bikers who are watching me probably are feeling the same way right now. It sucks, but this is the problem with being into a summer hobby in the middle of winter. I'm probably gonna be taking the KTM to Daytona Bike Week, so I guess maybe we can get some interactions with a bunch of Harley dudes seeing a big orange sport bike, I guess. Stay tuned for that video, but I guess this is all I can do today. Bound to have some filler episodes like this, so I'm glad I got to talk about some of the stuff I want to talk about. Anyway, stay safe, guys. I will be seeing you guys very soon. Hopefully by the time you see this video, I'll be in Florida. Hopefully. You make plans and God laughs, so who knows. I'll be seeing you guys. Bye-bye.